So stitching in the ditch is something they were doing up around the collar to secure the inside of the collar on. And the ditch that they're referring to is where the stitches are from the seam that you've sewn. So I've sewn two very contrasting pieces of fabric together. I'm now going to fold one of them underneath to emulate where you would have that collar coming in. And then I'm going to set myself up to stitch in that ditch. And what that means is lining yourself up so that the needle is going to come down on top of where those stitches are. And the idea being that it's nice and discreet. So it's not the same as a top stitch, which would be appearing to the right or to the left of this. We're trying to stitch right in that groove. And you can see if that was in a matching thread colour, it would be really nice and discreet. I've drifted a little bit there, but the camera is blocking my eye line. Now the alternative to that is there is actually a specialist foot for the job called a stitch in the ditch foot. Now I will tell you, I have broken this previously. The needle came down in the wrong position and has bent it slightly, and I can't remember if that's affected the way that I'm going to be installing it now. But press the button at the back, drop off my original foot, and then I'm just going to lower my presser foot clamp down to pick the new foot up. And then what it's got is this blade at the front that is going to run itself down the ditch. Now at the moment my needle isn't coming down in the right position to work with this foot. I don't know if it's because it was broken or if it has always been like this. But the way to move your needle is using your zigzag width function. You see, if I press it to the left, it's moving my needle left. If you had a dial, it would be the exact same thing. And what this is meaning is I've lined up my needle now so that it's coming down exactly in that ditch, so that as I sew, that blade is going down where the seam is and stitching me perfectly in the right place. So you'll see when I pull it off, look at that, absolutely flawless. Now this is a job that you could buy a specialist foot to do, but there's no reason why you couldn't do it without and do it normally like I showed you to start off with. And you can see it secured it at the back really nicely, and if you had tucked under this bit, look, would have looked beautiful. And that is stitching in the ditch.